Imagine you own a perfectly legitimate, thriving cocktail lounge.
Sounds great.
Right, business is booming. But suddenly, your revenue drops 30% overnight.
Oof.
Yeah, your online reviews turn into an absolute nightmare, and your brand is deemed totally toxic.
And you did absolutely nothing wrong.
Exactly. You changed nothing. So today, we are diving into a huge question. How does physical proximity to a scandal just financially ruin an innocent business?
It's a terrifying concept for any owner.
It really is. And we are using a highly specific, intense case study for this. We're looking at Pattaya's infamous walking street in Thailand.
Which is just the perfect microcosm to study this.
It is. We've got a great stack of sources today, too. Raw on-the-ground reports from the local Thai press, leaked to-go-to booking data, some behavioral psychology principles, and hard numbers from a Cornell Hospitality quarterly study.
The data in that Cornell study is wild, by the way.
We'll definitely get to that. But quickly, I want to mention that today's deep dive is sponsored by Miya Solutions. They are an investment in business consultancy based right in Pattaya.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, they offer free consultations, which is huge if you're navigating the kind of risks we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
Their contact info is right in the description.
Highly recommend checking them out if you operate in the region.
For sure. Okay, let's unpack this, because we need to establish the sheer scale of Walking Street first.
Right. So pre-COVID figures from the Pattaya Mail paint an incredible picture. We're talking about 20,000 tourists flooding this single street.
Nightly.
Nightly. The foot traffic is just astronomical, and they estimated it was generating around 500 million backnet every single month.
Wow. 500 million.
Yeah, so obviously it's an economic powerhouse, but, with that much cash moving around, it becomes this massive magnet for illicit activity.
Which the sources detail pretty extensively.
They do. Drugs, underage exploitation, systemic bribes.
But just to clarify, that's not every venue.
No, not at all. That's the core conflict here. You have these high-end, completely legal operators sharing a wall with places breaking every law in the book.
Right.
What's fascinating here is this concept of guilt by neon glow.
Guilt by neon glow. I like that.
Basically, not every bar is doing something illegal, but that one spark of scandal just burns down the thatched roof of the whole neighborhood.
So as a business owner, it's basically like buying a beautiful, pristine house, but the house happens to be located right next door to a literal garbage dump.
That's exactly it.
Like your house is completely clean, but everyone who visits is just going to remember the smell of the neighborhood.
Yeah, the contamination just clings to you.
Okay, so let's move from that visual to the actual hard data. Because when that garbage dump catches fire in the local press, the shockwave is insane.
Oh, the timeline from the sources is brutal. So in 2023, the Bangkok Post reported on a major human trafficking bust at a ladyboy show.
Just awful.
Right. And then a go-go bar raid exposed a loan shark ring that was literally beating debtors in the surrounding alleys.
Right outside these normal, innocent businesses.
Exactly. And the collateral damage was instant. TripAdvisor reviews for the adjacent spots started warning tourists away.
Because they're scared.
Yeah. On the Pattaya Addicts Forum, which is a huge hub, 80% of users in a thread said they would avoid the entire area, not just the bad bar, the whole area.
And it doesn't stop in 2023.
No, 2024, Thai Wrath reports a Soy 13 bar raid, 20 arrests for meth and prostitution.
Wow.
Then jumped to 2025. Pattaya News covers Operation Clean Street. Police nabbed 15 people for selling fake Viagra laced with fentanyl outside a cluster of beer bars.
Fentanyl. Okay, that entirely changes the threat level.
Totally. Now it's life or death proximity.
So what happens to the innocent hotels nearby when that hits the news?
Well, leaked to-go-to booking data and those Cornell studies, the 2022 one updated in 2024, they show a total collapse. Nearby innocent hotels saw bookings plummet 30 to 50%.
50%? That's devastating.
And it lasted for 2 to 6 weeks. Owners were losing upwards of 200,000 baco just due to these safety fear cancellations.
Okay, wait. I have to push back on the consumer logic here for a second.
Sure.
If the police just raided the bad guys and cleaned up the street, shouldn't tourists logically feel safer booking a hotel there? I mean, the threat is gone.
Logically, yes.
So why does the booking drop happen after the police make it safer?
Because we aren't logical creatures. It's not about statistics. It's about the human brain.
Yeah.
To understand this, we have to look at psychology.
Okay, break that down for me.
The sources highlight 2 huge psychological triggers. First is negativity bias. Basically, bad news is about 5 times stickier in our brains than good news.
Because of evolutionary survival, right?
Exactly. Our amygdala flags the bad news to keep us alive. The second trigger is loss aversion. People fear losing money, time, or safety way more than they value a good time.
So how does that play out for a tourist booking a trip?
Think of the UK dad example from the sources. You've got a father in the UK Googling Pattaya bars for a trip.
Okay.
He sees a screaming headline about a walking street drug bust. That loss aversion trigger flips immediately. He doesn't want to risk a ruined, unsafe family holiday.
So he doesn't even bother researching which bars are safe.
Nope. He just books a trip to Phuket instead.
Yeah.
It's a viral outrage mixed with FOMO that creates this doom loop for the innocent brand.
If we connect this to the bigger picture.
Oh, wait, that's your line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's about how human brains are literally hardwired for scandal.
It makes total sense. It's like dating someone who happens to live next door to a notorious cheater.
Oh, I like that.
Right. Even if your partner is incredibly loyal, the neighborhood whispers just ruin the whole vibe. Eventually, it's easier to just date someone in a different zip code.
Yeah. Why do the extra work to prove they're clean? Just go somewhere else.
Exactly. But here's where it gets really interesting. This psychology translates into devastating financial math.
It really does.
Let's look at the numbers. Say an average bar makes 50,000 bahts a night.
Which is pretty standard there. Right. A 40% scandal drop means you are losing 20,000 baht daily.
Daily. Over 2 weeks. That's 280,000 baht just gone. Up in smoke.
And it doesn't just magically bounce back after 2 weeks, does it?
No, that's the long tail of the scandal. Expedia reports show these venues have to slash their rates by 20% just to claw back those lost customers.
So you lose revenue, and then you have to discount your product just to survive.
Exactly. And it gets worse because of digital toxicity.
Right, the Google search problem.
Yeah. Your physical proximity becomes a digital curse. The term walking street Pattaya gets flagged by algorithms as a nightlife scandal search term.
So even if they search your specific bar name,
Google might surface a news article about fentanyl right next to it, and your Google My Business page gets review bombed by people who have never even stepped foot in your bar.
just angry people on the internet reading headlines.
Exactly.
It sounds like you are forced to pay a massive reputation tax for a crime you didn't commit.
That's a perfect way to phrase it.
And the sources say a PR fix costs upwards of 50,000 bahts. Is that even guaranteed to work? Or are you just throwing good money after bad?
Well, you have to do something to stop the bleeding. The sources lay out 4 distinct survival strategies.
Okay, what's step 1?
First is distancing the brand. You explicitly market your venue as a beachfront safe zone or a premium enclave. You stop using the name Walking Street entirely.
Create a linguistic barrier. I get it. What about the bad reviews?
That's strategy 2, cleaning reviews. You have to respond aggressively and fast. And crucially, offer comps, free drinks, a free dinner.
Oh, man. When you're losing 20,000 baht a day, giving away free food must hurt.
It does, but it breaks the negativity bias and rebuilds trust. Strategy 3 is the PR pivot. Partnering with legitimate events, heavily using the hashtag #SafePattaya.
You're trying to outpublish the bad news.
Exactly. Manipulate the semantic search. And finally, strategy 4 is monitoring. Set up Google alerts to catch local scandals the minute they hit the press before they infect your bookings.
So you can get ahead of it.
Right. This raises an important question, though. How do businesses choose their locations in the first place?
Yeah.
Is that crazy high foot traffic actually worth the ultimate risk of a toxic neighbor?
So what does this all mean? For you listening, we've seen that proximity to scandal is a very tangible financial liability.
Without a doubt.
Human psychology ensures that bad news clings to innocent bystanders. If you're an owner, you have to actively play defense with your digital footprint and your PR just to survive a bad neighborhood.
And, it leaves us with this final provocative thought from the sources.
Let's hear it.
We've talked all about physical proximity, but what about digital proximity?
Well, that's interesting.
Right. If you run a clean online business, but the algorithm or directory groups you next to scammers on an app.
Wait, like on a food delivery app or something?
Exactly. Are you suffering a silent 40% revenue drop without even knowing it because your digital neighbors are toxic?
Wow. That is definitely something to think about. Who is in your brand's digital neighborhood?
Definitely worth auditing.
Absolutely. Well, a big thank you to Miya Solutions, the Pattaya-based investment and business consultancy, for for sponsoring today's deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
Remember, you can check the description for their contact info to get a free consultation. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.